I just that horrible feeling that the battery was going to go die on us then. Right, so that's your 12 volt switch, master switch there. So you need to switch that on every time you use it. So once you get to site, that's the first thing you switch on. Okay, when you obviously get into the van, and that will allow you to switch lights on and things like that. Okay. This side of it, that's your water pump. Don't switch that on first thing. Okay. There are certain things like drains and making sure taps are shut before you put water pump on, which we'll go through with the water system in a minute. Light switches, so even though you've got individual light switches, you've got other, these are main switches, so that main will switch the main switches off, or the main lights off, sorry. That is the dimmer lights, which is I think above the main lockers at the back and the front. Okay, so if you don't switch them on there, they won't switch on. Okay, so make sure you switch them on the control panel first, and then you can switch them on individually, or as obviously we've just done, they're all switched on anyway. Okay, and what you've got here is your warning light. Okay, so that blue light indicator there, if you can see it on the reflection on the wall. Okay, so that lights the warning light up. Okay, what we've got here, we'll go through this. We have got this video on YouTube if you are stuck and you haven't got enough information on that one, but. Okay, so what we're showing on here, it's got a lot of information. I don't know if you're aware of, you can actually operate it off an app if you really wanted to. Okay, you can operate an app locally, so via Bluetooth or via the internet, obviously as long as you've got a signal. Okay, so what we're showing at the moment on the screen is voltage for your battery. Also time, which is obviously incorrect at the moment. L inside of that little battery, that means it's connected to leisure battery. You could, if you really wanted to and you've got your car still connected, actually run off the vehicle battery if you wanted to, but you go and flat that battery, you're going to be in trouble. Years ago, probably with your parents, they would have probably used quite a bit of 12 volts probably from the car, or they might have had 2 batteries and things like that. Okay, that little flash there, that's just to say it's electric connected. Okay, you can see across the bottom of the screen, that's showing dimmer level at the moment. So if I want to change the dimmer level on the lights, which are just the dimmer lights which is in the top of the front lockers and these ones here, if I press that button there, which is pointing towards it, you see that it goes up in 5% increments. Okay. So if I just take it up to 100%, you can see. So what it does, it scrolls round. So it's 100% now. If I press it again, it'll go drop down to 5. You'll see it. The level dim. Okay. So you can do that with it if you got it on the app. You can dim the lights up and down if you really wanted to.
Nice.
Okay. So I'll just bring that up to about 45. Okay. This side of it is your menu. Or how to scroll up and down the menu, so there are other options on here as well. So you may not need to touch any of that at all. So the first things you need, if I just leave that for now, I'll just go what you need to set up first. So 12 volts on, you will need a water pump, we'll do that in a second, and your lights. Okay. What we'll do now, we'll go for the water system. So that's switched off for now. Okay. Right. So what you need to do with the water system is prime it if you've obviously drained it previously. So just down here under this bunk should be okay. That right, your boiler is in that corner. I don't know if you can see there's a yellow drain switch there, a yellow lever. Can you see that? Yeah. At the moment it's horizontal. So that means that allows the water to run around your system. Okay. If it's vertical, the water will drop onto the ground outside. Okay. So first things first, when you get into your van, if you drained it previously, just make sure that's in that position. Okay. Then next thing is check all your taps. Make sure all your taps, so your bathroom and your kitchen, are shut. Because if you've drained it previously, to drain it, you leave the taps open because it allows air to through, so it doesn't create a vacuum. So if you have drained it, obviously you should have left the taps open. So before you put the water back in, make sure they're all shut. Otherwise, you'll end up water happening where it shouldn't be. Okay. Then once you've checked that, then you can switch the water pump on. So if you switch the water pump on for me, okay. The next thing we'll be doing is getting the air out of the system by operating the taps. So it has been primed, or should have been primed before you turned up anyway. You should see it spluttering in a minute. So normally straight away it'd be spluttering away because it's trying to push air out. So it'd be like that for a minute or so. So do that. Start that on the cold side. It'll be splutter, splutter, splutter. And once you've got a solid stream, then we know we've got water into the cold side of it. So fill your hot water tank, across to the hot side of your tap. Again, open it up, and that'll splutter for quite a bit longer, because what's happening, or what you're actually doing, is the boiler, which is around about 10 litres. Obviously, when it's empty, it's 10 litres of air. So that 10 litres of air has got to come out through that tap. Okay, so it will splutter for say a couple of minutes at least. Once you've got a solid stream like that, then you know your hot water tank's full.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
Happy with that?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just priming it, probably get through first after roll.
No, you should
No.
about half,
Yeah.
possibly about half.
Sure.
Alright, do the same with each tap, make sure you get the air out. I don't know if you can hear that. I'll just open the tap, you should be able to.
it's going in the bucket.
Yeah, I'm just trying to so you can hear the pump.
Oh.
Can you hear it, can you?
Yeah.
I can't hear it. What will happen if you do not get all the air out, because this is a pressurised system, see the pump runs for a while. What it's trying to do is squash the air. If there's air in it, it'll squash the air, so it takes it that bit longer before it switches the pump off. If there's water in it, it'll shut off a lot quicker. Okay, so get as much of the air out as you can.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
happy with getting the prime in the water?
Yeah.
Right, the other thing you might want to do is switch your fridge on. Obviously, if you've been travelling, you could have it on the 12 volt. Okay.
Yep.
It depends on if you have it installed at home. If you installed at home and you can plug 240 into it, you can cool the fridge down before you travel. So say overnight or 24 hours. Then you can set it to that, and that will keep the fridge cool as you're travelling. Okay. So when you get to site, the first thing you want to do is possibly turn it on to electric or gas. Okay.
Okay.
Right, so to operate it is, to switch it on and off is that button there, so you just press and hold that, switches it on and off.
Yeah.
To scroll through the different energies, so that's electric, that's gas.
Yeah.
The gas will automatically light as long as obviously you've got gas mostly switched on and you have got gas in your cylinders.
Yeah.
If it fails, it will do what it was just doing on the 12 volt. So if the gas fails, and you hear that, that means the gas hasn't lit. Okay, so just check the usual things. You have turned your gas on. You have got gas, so what you could do is just fire up your cooker, just make sure you've got gas running.
Yeah.
And all you need to do is press that button there, and it'll reattempt to light it.
Okay.
Okay? It may take 2 or 3 attempts if you haven't used it on gas for a while, but most people run on electric. Okay? This is your temperature range here. All 5 lit, that's the coldest your fridge is going to be. So if it's coming out frozen butter, then obviously it's too cold. 2 or 3 is around about average. It all depends on the temperature outside. Okay?
Yeah.
Right? So
That's right.
what we'll do now, we've just come back to control panel now. So we'll just leave the actual control panel. We'll go across to heating now, because that might be the first thing you probably do when you get. Are you stopping up on site today?
We are, yeah.
Yeah. So likely you may want the heating on
I think so.
by the time you get up there. Okay. So this is your heating control panel. That is your main button. That switches it on and off.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously it's on at the moment. And that's just a return button. I might just touch that every now and again just to light the screen up, because it's not as fancy as that one that's waving at it.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so just describe what's on the screen at the moment. So see that little flame there?
Yeah.
Okay, that is not gas. That is just denoting its heating. Okay, and it's flashing to say it hasn't reached temperature yet.
Right.
Okay. Next one along, see, is like a thermostat in wavy lines, which is the water heating.
Yeah.
Again, that's showing it's set to hot.
Yeah.
There's I'm trying to think now which ones they are now, without going through them. But there's about 3 different settings on that, which I'll show you in a second. If it's flashing again, it hasn't got up to heat yet.
Yeah.
Next one is the energy. So that bottle there, that is the gas. It's got 2 flashes of electric. That's to say, so it's running on electric and gas.
Yeah.
And that there is the fan. Okay. The fan will only run when it needs to boost the heat. When it gets up to temperature, the fan will cut out. Okay. So it's not on constantly. Even though I've got an icon for the fan there, if you don't hear the fan running, for why is the fan not running? It's because it doesn't need to boost the temperature.
Right.
Okay, and then in the centre there, what it's doing is flashing between the temperature set and the time.
Okay.
Okay. Also, which I nearly forgot, this little tiny plug here. That's just to denote that electric is connected to the boiler. It's not to say it's running on electric. It's just to say it's there. So that needs to be there if you want to operate on electric. Okay. If it's not, it will come up with a little hazard to say you can't use it. What we'll do is just go back to the consumer unit. I'm jumping back and forth a bit here, but right, you just need to put that up there. That's your consumer unit. See this switch here, heating and hot water.
Yeah.
That has to be switched on to operate the boiler. That's not your van, that's a compressor at the back. I'll be a bit worried if it was your van. Right. Heating and hot water, that needs to be switched on if you want to operate it on electric.
Right.
If you haven't switched it on, it won't be running on electric.
Okay. And it's switched on at the control panel.
That's it. Yeah. So that needs to be switched on there. So that's an isolated switch for the heater. Okay.
Gotcha.
So if that's not switched on, little plug won't be on the screen.
Gotcha.
All right.
Okay.
Right. Right. Back to your heating now. So to operate it. So that's just showing what's up and running. If I click the button, Main button, it comes up with the second line now.
Okay.
So this vehicle with a thermostat inside it, that's for your room heating.
Yeah.
If it's flashing, so whichever I want to change has to be flashing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just turn the button left or right until you get the one you want.
Yeah.
So that is, click it again, so you can either have heating off or set to a temperature up to 30 degrees. So whatever you decide, I'll just bring it below the temperature that I think it may be at. Click it to confirm it. If it's reached that temperature, there we go, see the fan's now cutting down now. And it's reached temperature, so flame has stopped flashing. Okay. Next one along is your water heating. So your options of eco, that was the one I was trying to think, because on the previous panel it was 40, 60. Now they decided to go eco and hot. So I was slightly confused on what which one it was. Right, so eco, so it's round about 40 degrees. Hot, obviously I pressed it quick enough because it's decided to go back to main screen. So water heating off, eco, so you see on the top line it says eco with a hot, same with that, or boost. Okay, what I'll do, I'll just explain boost. What boost is it's now going to concentrate all the heating on the hot water for a period of about 30 minutes or until it gets up to temperature. What it will do at that particular stage as well, if you've got the heating running, it will actually shut the fan down. Okay, I'm not sure if you're aware, it's a combined boiler, so the heating is coming off that one boiler and the water is being heated from the same unit. If you had the heating on it, you'd be drawing the heat away from the boiler, so the temperature is not going to get up to heat on the tank straight away anyway, so it'll take a while to get up there. So what it will do, it'll shut the fan down. Once it gets up to the temperature on the water side, it will revert back to normal running, say hot, and then it will allow the fan to come on if it needs, if the temperature in the room's colder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll just click it back to eco. Right. Next one along is your energy. So that icon's flashing. Click on the button. So you've got options on this one. You've got gas on its own.
Yeah.
So you can see that the top line changes with whatever you've got. Mix 1, mix 2, so that's electric and gas, or electric's on its own, 1 or 2. Okay, I'll just explain what the different ones are. So electric, obviously gas is gas. Electric 1 is round about 1 kilowatt. Okay, slightly less, but and then electric 2 is just under 2 kilowatt.
Right.
Okay, for summer running, mainly what you're going to need, you're probably not going to need the heating. You're just going to need water heating. Okay, you might want a bit of room heating, perhaps. Some summer evenings just cool down a little bit, don't they? So with the water heating, or with 2 kilowatts, it's efficient enough to heat your water. Okay, in the winter, like now, when it's a bit colder months, 2 kilowatt may struggle. It'll give you some heat and it'll give you some water heating, but it may struggle to get the temperature you want. If you try and get 30 degrees, you're not going to be getting 30 degrees off 2 kilowatt.
Sure.
So if you imagine at home, if you've got an electric kettle, 2 kilowatt, it may be 2 kilowatt, it might even be 3 kilowatt. And you think, well, that's just boiling that amount of water.
Yeah.
That is 2 kilowatt. That's trying to heat this room and 10 litres of water. So you think, well, 2 kilowatt in the winter is going to struggle. So what you've got the option of is mix 1 and mix 2.
Yeah.
So mix 1, mix 2. So mix 1 is gas and electric. So it's around about 1 kilowatt of electric and gas. Same with the other one. So you got 2 kilowatt and gas. Okay. So if you operated on that,
gas will boost the water jet.
That's it. Yeah. So obviously that it will bring it up to, I think, off the top of my head, I think it's about 4.5 kilowatt. I think. Okay, obviously that's a lot more efficient. It's going to give you a lot more heat. It will get the heat that you need. I just lost me track of thought then. That's all right, no worries. Oh, that's it. Right. So obviously it's not going to be using gas and electric all the time. So it's actually prioritised to electric. So what it will do is use both energies from cold, gets to temperature, it'll shut the gas down and tick over on the electric then, unless someone like myself leaves the door wide open, or you use all the hot water. Then the gas will kick back in again to boost it back up.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah. Gotcha.
The next one along is your fan. As I said, it only works when it needs to boost the heat. Okay? So it's running on eco at the moment. So it's a slow fan. High, so if you look at the top line again, it's changed. So eco is 1 blade coloured in. High is 2, and there is a boost function on the fan as well. But as we're near quite high up on temperature anyway, it's not going to allow me to do the boost. Okay? So you, again, click on it to confirm it. With the boost, similar to the water, if you're obviously drawing all the heat into the room, it's going to take the heat away from the boiler.
Yeah.
So it'll obviously warm your room up quicker, but you'll have to wait a bit longer for your water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bit suck it and see really, see which mode you like.
Well, that's
depending
it,
on
yeah.
outside temperature and
Exactly.
what
It all
you
depends on
decide.
temperature outside and what temperature it is when you get in your van. I think, oh, you might be quite happy because once you've been running around outside a bit, putting the water in or things like that, you might have reasonably warm. Then you come in, you actually probably feel warmer in here anyway, but you might just put it on ordinary heat,
Yeah.
and it should be sufficient enough to, it all depends on how cold it is, obviously.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
There are more different things in there, like